Multicolored warps are really fun, but the question is, what do you do with all those ends? How do you finish them off? Let me show you the technique I call leader-follower. For this technique, I'm going to use a large, blunt sewing needle. I identify two ends, here, these two green ones, and one will be a leader and the other will be a follower. I choose one of them to be the follower, and the follower thread I'm going to thread into this large, blunt sewing needle. And then I look to see where the leader entered the cloth. The follower is going to go where the leader went. The follower goes in and I remove the leader. Now I look and see where the leader went next time. Next time the leader went here, and I'm going to remove the leader from where he came out, right there. Pull that one out, and I pull the follower on through. Okay, now I look and see where the leader went again. He went down here and up there, and I pull on where he came up. I remove the leader thread, and I pull the follower thread on through. I'm going to tie the knot here. It's a little bit up from the edge. I make an overhand knot. I bring the ends around to form a circle. Then I pull the ends up through the hole in the circle. When I tighten the knot, if I keep that loop tight up against the cloth and pull, then that knot will seat right up close to the cloth. I find when the knot is a short distance in from the edge, you're not looking for it there, and that seems to camouflage the knot. You don't look for it, so you don't see it. Now let's look at these yellow ends. When you look closely, you can see there's a white thread passed from one side of the yellow to the other, and I'm going to have one of the yellows travel that same path that the white traveled. So I choose one of these ends to be the follower, and I need to get him over there close to the leader. So this follower end I'm going to pass into the sewing needle, and then I'm going to have this yellow follower thread get over to the leader. To get over to the leader, he's going to follow that same path that the white thread followed. Bring him all the way over to the other side of the yellow zone there. Okay, now we have these two yellow threads close, and the follower goes where the leader went, right here. And I remove the leader thread, pull the follower through. You can see where this yellow thread passed through all those loops, same as the white, but it's not terribly noticeable. The follower goes where the leader went. The follower goes in here, and the leader, I'm going to take him out, right there, pull the follower through. Now I look and see where the leader went. The leader went here and came out right here. That's where the leader came out. I pull the leader out, and I pull the follower on through. Two ends are now a little bit inland from the edge. I'm going to tie my knot here. I make my overhand knot, wrap the yarn around my finger, and I pull those ends on through, and I seat that knot up again close against the cloth. Now, clip there, clip, clip. That's how I deal with threads of the same color. How about if the two nearby threads are of different colors? Here, I've got a blue and a white thread. I select the white thread as the follower, and I put it onto a sewing needle, and the blue thread is the leader. The follower goes where the leader went. I pull the follower through, and I remove the leader. Okay, now the leader went down here, down and up, and I pull the follower through, and where the leader came up, I remove him. The leader went here, so I pull the follower through, and where the leader came up, I remove him. And when I'm a little ways inland from the edge, let's see, I'm wanting the knots all on the same side. So let me take the follower through to this side, and I'll bring the leader up to this side. This is the side that we're going to have the knots on. And once again, I'm going to make a knot on this side. So I make a little circle, and I pull the ends through the circle, and then I seat the knot up close to the cloth. I hold that circle down close to the cloth, and I pull on the ends so the knot sits close to the cloth. And now we can compare the loops on one side to the loops on the other side, and you can see we're getting to where we have nice edges. You don't really notice. If you don't look closely, you'd never know that there were those strings hanging out of that side. So now I'm thinking you want to know, what did I do with those blue threads at the edge? What did I do? How did I tie a knot when there's nothing to tie it to? There's a special knot that works really well. Let me zoom in and show you. I'm hoping you can see what this looks like. It's a thread that's tied to itself, and I'll show you how I did that. This is what that knot looks like. It's basically an overhand knot tied with a string that's folded over, but that loop is going to be hooked around the neighboring thread. This is how you tie that knot. You take that edge thread, or here I've got some rope, fold it in half to make a loop. Then I bring that loop around to make a circle, and the end of that loop needs to come up through the hole in the loop. It needs to come up right here. I bring that end through and pull tight, and there's your knot. But now the way we tie the knot, this loop is going to be hooked around something like, say I'm going to put it around the lamp. So now let me show you how I would tie that knot to go around the lamp. I start by making an overhand knot. I bring the yarn around over itself to make a circle, and then the cut end is going to come up through the hole in the circle. And that's the first part of the knot. It's just a regular overhand knot. Before I tie the second part, I'm going to take it around something. You're going to take the thread through that neighboring loop, but here I'm going to go around the lamp. I now take that cut end and I'm going to follow that thread back the way it came. So that thread that went around the lamp went down this way. It went down, there it went, and then you see how it comes around in front. So I take the cut end around in front. And then it went around back this way, and now you see it went back down underneath these two threads. So I take the cut end back down underneath those two threads, just like that. And I'm hoping you can see that these two knots look exactly the same, except one of them, that one's stuck around the lamp. And you're going to tie that knot around the loop neighboring the edge thread.